we are once again going to the Sea of Yellow as the Chennai Super Kings host the Kolkata Knight Riders. And both the teams are coming from a defeat. I must tell you, it's hat-trick of defeats for the Chennai Super Kings, while the Kolkata Knight Riders lost at their own den against the Lucknow Super Giants. Avarijit with me, welcome to the show. Roles reversed, and as always,
Thank you
between
so
the two of us. Chennai versus KKR at Chepauk is what we're going to discuss about today. Your thoughts on the game? How much do you think it's a weightage? Because both the teams desperately need 2 points. And also from the previous game, losing to Lucknow for KKR, and similarly, Chennai once again losing a cricket game.
Both teams are hungry for wins, isn't it? Chennai Super Kings, Kolkata Knight Riders, the defending champions. For KKR, they have also an additional burden of becoming the defending champions that they have to
Correct.
carry along with them as they proceed with the tournament. And the Chennai Super Kings, they already have the heavyweight of becoming a five-time champions, one of the best, one of the successful teams of the franchise. And we don't often see them railing at the bottom of the
Yeah.
points table, but this has been the scenario in this Tata IPL 2025. So yeah, both teams will be looking to get back on track with a win, but only one winner, and we'll get to see that later on. And as we proceed with the conversation, we're going to unfold all those as Pritham is going to take us through.
Absolutely, absolutely. You said only one team will win between the two of them, and that's what we're going to witness tomorrow evening. But thoughts on the head-to-head between these two teams? Let's take a look into the last five opinions between CSK and KKR. If you talk about last five opinions, this is going in a very alternative fashion. CSK wants KKR the other, CSK wants KKR the other, while the previous game was won by the men in yellow. Can we see the men in purple turn things around at Chepauk?
Uh, Look, with Varun Chakraborty and Surendra Ryan there, I would never write off Kolkata Knight Riders. They are a side that is capable of winning across in any venue. That is the side. And the good thing about Kolkata Knight Riders is that most of the players are coming back in form. Like at the initial stages, we did see Venkatesh Iyer not being able
True.
to perform well. Rinku Singh was out of form. And the only out of form guy that I personally feel is that Andre Russell. We haven't seen a
Andrew
big score
Russell,
from him.
absolutely out.
Also, and also the opening, I mean, it has been a little topsy-turvy. Quinton de Kock, apart from the 97 not out in the second game of Kolkata Knight Riders, he hasn't really excelled with the bat. So that is another question, a consistency question for Kolkata Knight Riders. But overall, I do feel, a little bit of shuffle in the batting order that might
True.
have be hampered in the last game, especially with Rinku Singh. But again, coming back to the question, can KKR turn it around this time? Definitely yes. And with their own local boy, Varun Chakravarti out there, it's never doubt him, isn't it? So yeah, CSK
Absolutely.
also, more importantly, they look like a fragile unit. Like very honest, they look like a fragile low
I've
middle
never
order
seen a more depleted
batting.
CSK side than this one, to be honest. But
Yeah,
overall,
so
head to head is comfortably the men in yellow is leading 19 is to 10. But as you pointed out a couple of things, I want to go back to KKR and then I'll come to Chennai Super Kings. Origin. Previous game, it was the batting order which turned things around for KKR against their own team. But your thoughts on that? Krinku coming at 7, Andrew Russell at 8. I probably think, or rather, it was the opposite. Your thoughts on them batting so low? You need to give your best batters more deliveries. I think yesterday we witnessed a little bit of Shimran Hetmaya, what he can do if you're giving him more deliveries to bat on. What are your thoughts on that? Ankush Raghuvanshi is the impact sub they always bank on whenever they are batting. Your thoughts on him and Venkatesh Iyer? Don't you think they're similar kind of batters?
look, there's, I mean, if you look at the way they carry what their role is in the middle order, that can be a little bit similar, as one can likely point out, because Ankush Raghuvanshi, we did see him play some fancy shots, play some attacking
Correct.
shots, do strike rotation. Even Venkatesh Iyer tries to follow the same pattern, and that is okay. That in the middle order, you need to have such kind of batters who keeps you going and also maintains the run rate. So, and both of them offers versatility. They can bat anywhere. If you look at Ankush Raghuvanshi, he can bat at the top as well. He can bat in the middle order. So is Venkatesh Iyer. So I think that's a good flexibility to have for KKR. And talk about Rinku Singh in the last game, batting at number 8, if I'm not wrong. Ramandeep Singh, Andre Russell, Ankush Raghuvanshi was sent ahead of him, and why Angrish Raghuvanshi? Because they already had a lot of wickets in hand when Ajinkya Rahane was batting really well. Later on, at the after the 14th or 15th over, it was a perfect situation for Rinku Singh to come and then capitalize on the foundation laid by the top order.
Correct.
But that happened, and that is obviously a question. And I think by the time by the hours that have passed by since that match, I think KKR management should have understood, because it has been a lot of guffaws in the social media about the same issue. So yeah, Rinku Singh, a world class finisher, just because he was not having good game time in between, but also there's a lot of loopholes in between. Like people
True.
say that Ringo isn't scoring since the past 18 months or so, but look at the time, look at the balls he has faced in as many innings. And
Absolutely.
I'm not, I don't know the exact stats, but I did see that I think he got to face over 15 or some odd balls just 4 times in the last since the last season. So that speaks a lot about how much balls Rinku has faced. And
Absolutely,
I feel like
100%
Rinku,
agree. And nowadays,
yeah.
I see
Then he
Ramandeep
can
has
go
been
and
backed more than Rinku Singh in terms of KKR batting order.
Deep, he's an ecstatic prospect for Kolkata Knight Riders, isn't it? I mean, someone who can hit 30 or 40 runs of just 12 balls, maybe, or the 15 odd balls. And that is a good thing to have for Ramandeep. But again, he's a specialist batter, like someone like Ashutosh Sharma, someone like
Correct.
Shashank Singh.
Shashank
So
Singh, yeah.
yeah, so Ramandeep Singh is those kind of batter. Like you want them to be at the late end, so after the 16th or the 17th over, will come their phase as well and try to tong from the first ball itself. That is a specialty of these kind of batters. So
Absolutely.
clearly, the Knight Riders sent Ramandeep ahead of Tinku in that game, and I think look, if that would have paid dividends, then nobody would have been talking about it. That's how the game is played. But again, since it didn't work, we are talking about it. But again, if you talk about the technicalities, I think Tinku over Ramandeep any day in those
Absolutely.
kind of.
100% agreed in terms of Rinku Singh, Ramandeep, how KKR uses the RRR. And as always, Cricket Reborn and Fifth Umpire talk about that RRR department. But coming back
Yeah.
to the pitch report, let's take a look into the how the surface might play at Chepauk. 88 matches have been played at this venue origin. 51 times the team batting first have been victorious compared to 37 times the team batting second. Now, my thought is that now it's an evening game. You might think of due as well, and we have witnessed it before as well, that the Chennai Super Kings won it while chasing against the Mumbai Indians, while Delhi Capitals defended it against the Chennai Super Kings, though it was a day game. Your thoughts on what should you do if you're given the captains at this venue? And point number two, your thoughts on what Ajinkya Rahane continues to say on the Eden Gardens pitch curator.
Firstly, I would come to the Rahane thing later on, but firstly, yeah, about if I'm the captain and I've been asked to, firstly, I need to assess the conditions to speak to the curator out there and all the local guys that if there are any possibilities of dew, what is the humidity, what is the weather like? So if there is no dew, like if there is dew, firstly, if there is dew, then you know that we have to chase first, right? But if there is no dew, would you be chasing first? I mean, if you're Chennai Super Kings, if I'm the Chennai Super Kings captain, we haven't really chased well. Maybe put some runs on the board and back bowling. Bowling is our special is the strength at the moment. So that is one thing that I would love to do if I'm the Chennai Super Kings captain. But if I'm the Kolkata Knight Riders captain, I would go the other way around. Maybe yeah, bank on our batters to chase it down. Uh, Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers have leaked a lot of runs of late in the season so far, and again going by the strengths, I think chasing would be a good option for Kolkata Knight Riders if there is no dew, and obviously if there is dew, it is a good option for KKR. And coming to the second question about Ajinkya Rahane and the pitch, that is about the Eden Gardens pitch, and this is about the Chepauk. I hope Rahane won't be having any questions about it, but yeah. But again, see again, I spoke in my own podcast in IPL Mania. I spoke to Ridhayan Bhattacharya, a renowned sports journalist. So he was mentioning he knows inside out about the Eden Gardens pitch curator and the person himself, right, Mr. Mukherjee. So Shujan Mukherjee. So he was just telling that it's just a matter of a good conversation over coffee. Like have a coffee, grab a coffee, and just have good conversation and just figure it out among yourselves. Because see, if you're going to make things if you're going to continuously speak about it and just don't have a mutual understanding among yourselves, then it's going to be worse for both the team,
Absolutely, and that's
for
what
the
I
city,
fear
and for
because
the stadium as
he's
well.
a
Yeah.
captain of Mumbai and coming to a state like Kolkata and not getting adjusted to conditions. I fear because that's the reason why I think Sujan Mukherjee will not change when it comes to surface until unless there's a mutual understanding between captain, coach, and the curator. I'm surprised that Chandu Pandit hasn't intervened yet, and I'm very much surprised so far about it. But pitch curator is done and dusted. Pitch report has been made by Arijit says KKR should bat first, while Chennai should chase, but they need to have a target in mind. They have never chased down 180 plus score since I believe it was 2019. That's a huge ask for the men in yellow. Talking about the strategic timeout section, Arijit, for the first time in this season, coming here, 4 questions, 60 seconds will be provided to you, Arijit. Your time starts now. Which overseas opening pair do you think will score more runs tomorrow?
Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra.
Okay. Varun Chakravarti or Noor Ahmed, which spinner do you think will pick more wickets?
Varun Chakravarti.
Okay. Khalil Ahmed or Harshid Rana, who picks more wickets according to you?
Since it's Chepauk, I would love to back Harshit Rana because at the back end he might get a lot of wickets.
Okay, so his slower balls might come into place according to you. The final one, Who do you think will be the player of the match tomorrow?
A difficult one. I would like to go for the local boy from Kolkata Knight Riders, Varun Chakraborty.
If Varun Chakravarti will be the man of the match, then it's going to be the Kolkata Knight Riders who will come up on top, grab the 2 points from the Chidambaram Stadium. All right, thank you so much, Aridit. Thank you for giving the four answers. We'll see at the end of the match how many do you get correct. Let's move on to the players to watch out for. Devon Conway, Ravindra Jadeja, and Matisha Patirana are my three players to watch out for from CSK. For KKR, I've gone with Venkatesh Iyer, Ajinkya Rahane, and Varun Chakravarti, as you rightly mentioned. Any difference from here? Any other name can you suggest?
So gone with Venkatesh Iyer, Ajinkya Rahane, and Varun Chakraborty. Uh, I mean, I would like to go for a wayward pick, and that is Quinton de Kock. I think he's due of a good innings. I mean, yeah, Chepauk is not a very batting-friendly surface, but again, Quinton de Kock is a quality player. I would love to back a quality player. Nevertheless, about the surfaces,
Hmm.
and Quinton de Kock, he has a pattern like what I've seen in the past, like
True.
as much as I followed, that he's a topsy-turvy. Like for example, he might get a 90 or 70 the next day. Like if it's due, if there's a gap of 3 or 4 innings and he's not in a bad form, you see he's hitting the balls well, then you know that a big score is around the corner. So that is one of the reasons why I would love to include Quinton de Kock.
Okay, so you've given your thoughts. For CSK, you've given one name. For KKR, you've recommended one name. Players to watch out for are done and dusted. Let's take a look into the top three battles I've gone for. Khalil Ahmed versus Sunil Narayan with the new ball is my battle number one. Varun Chakravarti versus Shivam Dubey. I think this battle will define the context of the match as well. And Noor Ahmed versus Andre Russell is my battle number three. Any other battle in your head?
Uh, Currently, I think Vaibhav Arora against the Chennai Super Kings openers. I think that will be interesting
Okay.
to watch as well. Vaibhav Arora with the new ball, he has been lethal. He has been very good. The Himachal
Mm-hmm.
Pradesh pacer, he's getting a good run for KKR this season, and as
Mm-hmm.
expected, I think he against like we have seen, he has the ability to swing the ball both ways, right? And most likely his stock ball is likely to swing away from the left-handers. That is
True.
Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra. I mean. That might if it's coming through a good angle and it's just trying to lure them outside the off stump, maybe you don't know, he might fish them outside the off stump,
Mm-hmm.
else that one in swinging delivery might knock the stump as well. Who knows if it's a good if he gets to trap them well. So that is one matchup I'm really looking forward to watch.
Okay, Vaibhav Arora versus the two Kiwi openers, according to Arijit, is a mouth-watering battle. And rightly said about my three ones as well. I'm very much looking forward to how Varun Chakravarti, the local lad, as mentioned, plays. How the Chennai Super Kings middle order batters play somebody like a Varun Chakravarti, because I think he's more threatening than Sunil Narayan nowadays with the ball. Talking about the predicted playing 11, starting with the home side, which is the Chennai Super Kings. I think this 11 needs to be talked about a lot because the main concern comes in last year it was Devon Conway and Ruturaj opening, but nowadays it's not going to happen. Vijay Shankar continues to be a number four, unfortunately, with Shivam Dubey as our impact sub. Any changes according to you?
I don't really see many major changes. Like even in the last game, like previous game, they didn't make any changes despite losing the match. And I think
True.
CSK trying to stick to a particular playing 11, irrespective of the result, for at least 2 or 3 games, and just see how things unfold. Because they have already made a lot of changes and things haven't
Mhm.
really looked well for them. So I think I personally think this is going to be and yeah, if they see that the Chepauk wicket is a rank turner, or if
Mhm.
it's a weird out one a little bit, a used track, then
Okay.
maybe in place of Mukesh Chaudhary, they might try and get in Shreyas Gopal, a right arm leggy.
Wow. Okay,
So that
that's
could be a
interesting.
tactical change. And the
Mhm.
reason I say is because the KKR middle order or the lower middle order, like for example, someone like Andre Russell, he's not really very good against wrist spin, as we all know. So people like him can be you can use Noor Ahmed at the right and up front to attack the top and middle order after the power play or at the fag end of the power play, and then Shreyas Gopal can be used in the middle overs phase as well. Maybe keep 2 overs of him when Russell comes. That will be interesting to see.
Okay, but one more name I can see in this side who has not lived up to the expectations, has not been a pleasing homecoming. If you're talking about Ash Anna, he's now facing a little bit of backlash in his social media channel as well. Your thoughts on what Ravichandran Ashwin can produce in a big game like this?
I think he's started to just get better. In the last game, we saw him take 2 wickets, also cotton bowled, and that was a good catch. It was a good reflex catch
He
taken. So
always
yeah,
gets
I
Glenn
think
Maxwell's number, I must tell you.
yeah, true that. That's a good matchup to watch out. And yeah, Ashwin, I think Ashwin, if they would have given Ashwin the Sunil Narayan role, I think a lot of things would have been covered for Chennai Super
True,
Kings.
true, true,
Just
true.
go up there, top inside the power play, bash them out there. Just add 20, 30 runs, whatever you can, and then just bowl, be a defensive bowler as you are, and just do your job. The thing is that more than Ashwin is not your attacking bowler. Your attacking bowlers are Noor Ahmed, someone like
Mhm.
in the paces, Khalil Ahmed, Matisha Patirana. These are attacking bowlers.
Correct.
So when Ashwin and Jadeja is there, they are more like a Jadeja previously he was a attacking bowler, but off late he has been very defensive
Now
in
I
T20
think he's a
format at least.
timing bowler. Comes, completes his overs inside 1 and 1.5 minutes. I think that's what now Sir Ravindra Jadeja has become. Playing 11 for the
Yeah,
Chennai Super Kings is more or less done and dusted. Let's take a look into the predicted playing 11 for the Kolkata Knight Riders. I think White Chain something that is not broken, but I've gone with one change. Spencer Johnson, who is not working at all for the Kolkata Knight Riders. In experience, I think Henrik Nokia now needs to come into the side if he's fit. Otherwise, go for Moin Ali.
Uh, yeah, again, that's a good option you mentioned, like Andrik Nokia or Moeen Ali. I think it will all depend on the pitch. Uh, I do see Moeen Ali coming. Like, see, I really want Henrik Nokia, but just because this is the Chennai pitch, right? So there's a good probability Moeen Ali comes in, and also he's going to face his former franchisee. So that is one
I
thing
was about to come there.
that might spark him. And yes, I'm going to show what Chennai Super Kings waited to leave me. I mean, there's what's a very kiddish talks that I'm having. I'm then speaking, but yeah, sometimes these are good for narratives. But yeah, Moeen Ali, I do see him coming. And if not Chennai's pitch, then yeah, obviously I would love to have Henrik Nokia. Spencer Johnson hasn't really lived up to the expectations. I think he's a work in progress.
Mhm.
And for the defending champions, you cannot be a work in progress and make it to the playing 11
True.
all of a sudden midway through the tournament when the team is actually struggling. So yeah, I completely agree with you, Pratham.
Absolutely agreed with what you said as well. Spencer Johnson, who was the replacement of Mitchell Stark in this side, has not lived up to the expectations for the defending champions, as you have rightly mentioned. Okay, playing 11 is done and dusted. It's time to put Arijit into the hot seat. It's time for predictions. Match number 25, CSK versus KKR at Chepauk. Arijit, over to you. What is your percentage for this game?
Percentage, a difficult one. I think CSK at the Den are a good team, a very, very good team. And against KKR, they've had a good record as well. But since they are a little bit a weaker team this time around, so I would like to go for KKR, a little bit extra percentage, 55-45 in favor of Kolkata Knight Riders. CSK, again, they're hungry for a win, and it might be just around the corner. Who knows? And you never know. Like KKR, they have performed well against KKR in the past. So yeah, that could be added advantage as well. But again, I would just love to back the defending champions over here.
Okay, so another home defeat for the men in yellow, according to Origin. 55-45 for the men in purple, according to him. We are in for a cracking contest at Chepauk. Both the teams desperate need 2 points, and we will see at the end of the day, it's just going to be one winner at the end of the day. We'll see that. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much.